This morning, Darnell said this morning he wanted to preach so we can get out on time, just in case I decided to preach long. We have come this far by faith. Every day we are leaning on the Lord. Yeah, trusting in the holy word. Let me let y'all know He never failed me yet. That's why we say, we come this far. We have come this far by faith. We are leaning on the Lord. Trusting in oh yeah. Let me tell y'all, He ain't never failed me yet. That's why we sing, we come this far by faith. Everybody say, we have come this far by faith. Lean on the Lord. Lean on Him. Trust in His holy word. Let me tell you, He's never failed me yet. That's why we say, we come this far. That's why we say, we come this far. We don't need the music. Here, Marquise. We come this far. That's why we say, we come this far by faith. That's why we come this far by faith. God bless you this morning. We are so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. Deacons and trustees, bless you, sirs. God bless you. And Deacon O.J. Hunter, if you were younger, to show you love, we would give you 77 birthday punches. But we won't do that this time. We'll just say happy birthday. Thank God that He allowed you to be able to be alive. I'm grateful and thankful to all who's here. Trusty, your birthday is on Tuesday. Man, I wish you was about 7 years younger, but we'll put you in the category with D. We won't give you them good old birthday licks. 74 years old. Praise the Lord. God bless you. Happy birthday to both of you gentlemen. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time we are having in service this morning. I'm only going to be good 10 minutes, preaching minutes before you. We have a family who's waiting on us, and let me tell you, at around 4:30 this morning, I was in prayer at home. I woke up out of my sleep and something told me to pray. And in my prayer, God told me, He kept on saying, man, number your days. Teach us to number your days. And when Deacon Hopkins got up, he talked about numbering our days to make sure that we be prepared. And then Pastor Darrell came right behind him. and talked about numbering our days and remembering that we got to live as if we're dying. And then he went further to say in the book of Revelation of what God said is prepared for us. But I want to talk to you for 10 good minutes of what we're going to be doing before we get to heaven. Yeah, because we got to learn that this life is short, so we got to enjoy every day. Well, you say, Darnell, how can you enjoy every day? Because some days people get on your last nerve. Must this be on my street where it seemed like everybody who can mess with me start pushing my buttons. In the book of Psalms 90 and 12, I love this, and Pastor Darnell already said it, and when you said it, I said, man, he preaching my sermon right now. In Psalms 90:12, it simply says unto us, and remember this, everybody says, and so teach us to number our days that we might apply our hearts to wisdom. Lord, teach us to number our days that we might apply our heart to wisdom. The first thing I want to tell you, that every day in your life, be grateful. Amen. That's right. Yeah, be grateful. Be grateful that God woke you up this morning. Just be grateful. There's some people that's thinking now, man, the Lord, he's not doing nothing for me because I find myself in a rut. But if you woke up this morning, God woke you up. Be grateful. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, every day of your life, be grateful that God has allowed you to wake up and see another day. And you know another thing I want to teach us to do, that make sure that every day we striving to do better in our lives. Amen. Yeah, strive to do better. I remember when I was a young boy, I used to try to do everything I could do in one day. But I want to tell you, you can't run the race in one day. You want God to teach you how to number your days. The Bible said the race isn't given to the fast or to the swift or the strong, but to the one who holds out. I wish I had some saints that want to hold out until the end. I just want to be one of the saints that's holding out until the end. Every day, make sure you try to make yourself better. Because it seems like when things are going good, it seems like you're invincible, that nothing can happen to you. But I come to bring bad news to you, that there's somebody who died last night that wasn't sick. No, they wasn't sick. They were healthy on Friday. But somebody died last night that was doing just fine. So you got to say, Lord, let me be smart. Let me know that you are soon to come. That if you come, you can do what the old saint said. It is well with my soul. I wish it was well, saints, with my soul can say that in spite of when he comes, Lord, let me be ready when he comes. Then I want to tell you, don't let no devil mess your day up. Because devil comes in different forms and different shapes. I shouldn't be saying this, but sometimes the devil comes in the form of your wife. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Sometimes the devil comes in the form of your husband. Seems like he know what you like and he do everything he know you don't like. But you got to tell the devil, get behind me, because this day right here belongs to God. Every day you live, who it belongs to? It belongs to God. You and God, if y'all stand together, you two are a majority. Because the Bible said I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Yeah, I just want to tell you, don't let a devil mess up your day. Because we are trying to ask the Lord, teach us to number them. Because we don't want to die in the midst of an argument. I've buried people who died arguing. Yeah, I've buried brothers and sisters who weren't speaking. I buried fathers who wasn't speaking to the son. Mothers who didn't like their daughters, and they sit in front of you, and the grief is overwhelming because they wanted to say, I'm sorry, can we get this thing back together? But death caught them before they had a chance to make it right again. You know what they say at the funeral? Oh, don't worry, darling. He knew that she loved you. They knew that you cared about them. I want to bring some more bad news to you, that the way you left it, that's the way it's got to be. I just want to tell you, you can't straighten it up, because there's not only no forgiveness in the grave, there's no more I'm sorry in the grave. I want y'all to find somebody in your family who you stop talking to. Now, I'm not saying call them every day. You don't got to come to my house. I don't got to go to your house. But just give them a call just to see how they doing, because we want the Lord to teach us to number our days so we can apply our hearts to wisdom. Lord, let me be smart enough to know that life is short and tomorrow's not promised. Well, there's another thing about a day I want to tell you, trustee. I want you to always look for better in a day. Look for better in a day. Husbands and wife, I want y'all to look for better in a day. If you're happy today, I want you to be more happy tomorrow. Yeah. Look for better in the day. 14, 15 years ago, believe it or not, we were on our way to bankruptcy. 14, 15 years ago, we were on our way to bankruptcy. We were thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And you know what Daddy did? One day, Daddy had tears in his eye. He was crying. He said, son, man, we losing the house. We gonna lose it all. And he walked away. He came back. He said, I found something. I said, Dad, what you find? He said, man, look, I found this old Bible. It was in the wall. I was just cleaning up. And he found an old Bible in the wall. He said, you know what I'm going to do? Every day I'm going to pray until God change our situation. Amen. I want to tell you, every day somebody start praying and ask God to change your situation. I wish there was somebody said, I'm going to start praying. Yeah. You don't got to be a holy roller to pray. You just pray to God in your own way. We're about to go in bankruptcy. Daddy said, I found this old beat up Bible. It had dust on it. And he would take this Bible every day. When he get to the funeral home, he'll go in the chapel and pray for a half an hour. And you know, he kept on praying. He kept on calling on God every single day. Yeah. And as I said, we were hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt 14 years ago. But I tell you, 14 years later, you know what God did? If you keep praying, this is what he'll do in your life too. He turned it around. Yeah, what he said was, son, if you call on Jesus, he'll answer prayer. So I want 5 of y'all saints to say, you know something? Every chance I get, I'm going to start praying so I can get myself aligned with Jesus Christ. Yeah, he started praying, and what the thing I loved about it is teaching us to number our days. We were going in debt, Sister Glow, 14 years ago. And about 3 years before he died, I said, Daddy, tell me what you want. He said, son, I want a Cadillac. I said, Daddy, you want a Cadillac? He said, yeah. I said, all right, let's go to the dealership and let us go and get you a brand new one. 14 years, about to lose everything. Now here we go. I'm telling Daddy, go get you a brand new one. I took him to the Cadillac dealer. He walked through. I said, Daddy, this is a nice one here. It's black. I said, no, son, I don't like that one. I said, Dad, this thing is hot. This is the one you've been praying for. We out of debt now. He said, no, son. That ain't the Cadillac I want. We walked through the lot. We going through this lot. I said, Daddy, listen. Come on, sir. We've been praying every day. Which one is it? And he walked over to this Cadillac. It wasn't a new one, it was one of the old ones. He says, that's the one I want. I said, Daddy, this... You can get this 2014. You want this one? He said, yeah, this is the one I want. This is the one I want to drive. Let me tell you, if you keep praying, God will give you the one you want to drive. God will have you living where you want to live. God will give you peace in the midst of a storm. God will give you peace. Well, let me tell you, we knew his cancer was acting up. Him and Mom went down south. And he wasn't really sick. I said, Darryl, when Dad get off the plane, I want to pick him up in the Cadillac that he wants. I said, okay, man, let's try to do it. Let's try to do it. And I went to the dealership. I said, listen, I know I'm not my father, but I want to pick the car up, and I want to pick him up in it. And we planned this thing out, and we made it so when my mother and him, they touched down, and Bradley, his Cadillac was sitting in front of him. He said, son, what's this? I said, Dad, you said you wanted it. This is yours. God teach me to number my days so that the best days of my life will be my latter days. He got the one that he wanted. And that's the car that's outside right now. Was the Cadillac that he wanted. Let me tell you, God will give you the desires of your heart. Yeah, so every day what we gonna do, let's start praying to God, lining up in his will. And the last thing I want to tell you today, this afternoon, is that if we ask God to teach us to number our days, that when the battle is over, when the race has been run, that when the saints go up to heaven, yeah, we'll be crying, but we'll be shouting at the same time. Do you know why? Because when you've been born again, you have a blessed assurance. And that is that when this life is over, we'll fly away. I wish there was some flyers here that can say, I've never been on a plane, but one day, what we gonna do? We're gonna fly. We're gonna fly away. And you know another thing we're gonna do? We'll tell those sickness and trouble, we'll wave goodbye to them. Because the last days of our lives, we want to be able to do this. What's this? We want to step on board. Is there any people here who can say, listen, I want the Lord to teach me to number our days so that when you call my name, we'll be able to live in heaven one day. The Bible declared that when we get there, oh God, there's going to be a good old family reunion. You talked about your mother, you had a wonderful mother. You said mother gone now, but one of these days, all of our loved ones will meet again. But the Bible did declare that you must be born again. Yeah, I want you now to get closer to God. Amen. Get closer to God. Get closer to God. So that when he calls your name, you won't have no trouble at the finish line. Well, I want to tell you, I haven't had a perfect life. And I've been like our Deacon Hopkins. I came up the rough side of the mountain. You know, one of the most hurtful things to me was when I got saved, that the people who I thought would be telling me, man, congratulations. You know, they'll say, man, he ain't nothing but a hypocrite. You know, he's the same old. I know this nigga. I know him. He ain't fooling me. He may fool them at the church, but I know him. And you know, Mother Hunter, there'll be some times I'll be preaching and crying and preaching, because while I'm preaching, I see people do this. Hurt me to my heart. Then one day I was preaching. I said this before. God said to me while I was preaching, he said, Darnell, just keep preaching, because I didn't call them to preach. I called you to preach. I kept on preaching until the haters start standing up waving their hands. I tell you, God will make your haters come back to you and shake your hand. was sure that when the roll was called over yonder, I was going to be there. I want to say anybody who's here, you are sure that when the roll is called over yonder, you're going to be there. Well, if you're not sure, that's all right. Don't feel upset. Don't you be ashamed if you're not sure. Because God has set us on the path that you can be sure. You know, when I was younger, and as Deke said, there was the morning bench. And you wasn't really saved until the church mother said, now you got it. That was when you was rolling on the floor. You okay. But let me tell you what the Bible says. If you would confess with your mouth, then believe in your heart. Jesus said, then I'll save you. And let me tell you, when you first get saved, you won't be perfect. No. I found myself being saved, doing the same things that I did when I wasn't saved. But you know what I kept doing, son? I didn't give up. I stuck with Jesus Christ. And he made the pathway easier for me. I just want to tell you, God is going to make somebody's pathway today easier. God wants to give you a fulfilled life. And always remember, God, teach me to number my days, that I might apply my heart to wisdom. The latter part it says on how long I have to live. I just want to tell you, don't worry about dying. Let's worry about living. And when death comes, we won't be worried because we'll be ready. When all the saints of the ages get there, we're going to praise his name forever. Who want to praise God with me today? Give God the praise and glory for all he has done in your life. Sister Glow and to Deke and to y'all family, let me tell you, God bless you. And our hearts are still heavy. It'll always be heavy. Because today is the anniversary for y'all and for this church when Lexi died. And I love Lexi. I put her name on my Fast and Furious car I got in the garage. And I remember she says, are you gonna let me drive this car? I said, listen, when you get your license, Lexi, I'm gonna let you drive this car. And I remember she made me bring the car to the church. She said, bring the car to the church. And on the hood, I got an angel, a beautiful black angel with a bikini on it. Yeah. Everybody walked past the car and said, whoa, Reverend. What is this? I said, this is my angel. This is a beautiful angel. I said, listen, this is going to be your car. She wasn't able to drive it. God called her home before then. So I took her to the shop and had her paint her name on the side of it. And I just want to tell you, one day, God is going to call her name on the roll. And when God called her name on the roll, we're going to meet over there on the other shore. We're praying for you, and we're praying for each and every one of you today. Deacons, come forward. That God will bless you and keep you in perfect peace. Lord, teach me to number my days. I might be able to apply my hearts to wisdom. One of these days, we shall see God's face.